Okay, we're returning back to Western North Carolina. This is WTBJR, and I'm working on a tutorial, how-to video and setup for SLINGSHOTforum.com for the contest, and we're taking a set of old SPURs and cleaning them up and going to clean them up and make a slingshot out of one of them. And we won't there again, we won't tear them up, but this is just kind of going to be the set. I'm just going to go about my business. First thing I got to do is fix the face mask. I went over and dug into my paint supplies and fixed and found my respirator mask. If you don't use it, it'd be aspirator. And go ahead and get going on this. I normally don't wear one, but everybody should. You should wear one. I need to start wearing one more often, but here we go. This mask has been, it's brand new, it's clean, but I pull it out and put on. And we have a rubber, both rubber straps broke, so we're gonna do a little, hopefully a little rubber tying on this. You never know when you get ready to do projects right in the middle whether your tools are gonna break or not, or they're gonna hold up the job. So I've got about an inch, so I'm gonna get as much stretched out as I can, get a good bite on it. Get the other end. The thing, once you get it, you can't never let it go. Twist it around. Those of you that hand tie, you know, the latex. I got the long one. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up and pinch that. That short one's pretty short. Go over there. May not hold. We'll go ahead and put another knot in it. I'm just doing an overhand knot, granny knot, one right after another. Those of you guys that tie some real fancy knots, well, my head ain't all that big. Do the same thing. Now this one's a little longer. I got plenty to tie on it. But you never know. You get going on a project. You guys that are the professional vendors out there that are making these dynamite slingshots, you get a big bunch of orders in, you have a labor issue or equipment downtime, it's costly. Of course, I'm retired. I was forced into retirement a couple of years ago, and well, actually 09. In the last 5 years, I had both knees totally replaced, a hip replaced, and 2 back surgeries, and had to give up vertical bow shooting and started getting back into slingshot shooting. Okay. Glasses are good, but they are aggravating sometimes. I know all you guys out there wear glasses. I've moaned and griped about them several times. Like my glasses are about to fog up now. That's why I usually end up, I'll pull it off if I can't see, and I figure in my case, it's more dangerous to not be able to see than holding my breath. As I missed a step. See there, and I didn't look. I need to dismantle. I took the wet leather off of it. That's probably where it'll be. I took the other leather off of it, but I need to get a pair of needle nose pliers and get the hardware part off of it. Any project will go a whole lot quicker if you look at all the parts and all the things, and especially if I'm looking at if these are valuable spurs or not. You don't want to tear it up, break stuff and stuff, because a professional restoration, I mean, I do that for my friends, restore old guns, and I'm a decent gunsmith. My daddy told me one thing. He said, son, if you can learn to make $1 off 100 things, rather than having to depend off making 100 off of one thing, life's gonna be a lot not easier. But you got people that can't do for themselves, can't make. Now this one, the other one, the rivet had popped, had already come loose. Everything was riveted. These are pretty old. Everything is bradded. Bradded means like that pin here is drove through, and they've taken a punch and bradded the outside, fattened it. And the only way that I'm gonna get that pin drove out of it is file that down. To be able to drive that out, I'll have to get my vise out here, but we'll do what we can on leaving there as long as we can. Have to. But this rivet here on this, I don't know if it's a concho or what. It's steel. I think it had silver or copper. Could have been brass. I haven't scraped it. Little, like I said, little endormant, little strips of an outer metal of some sort. But this rivet, this brad right here, I'm going to have to take my screwdriver and go through here and see if I can pry it. If it starts bending like it's going to just break it all to pieces, I'll do something different. But quite frankly, these pieces on restoration are not, I'm not going to be able to use them. I'll be able to use this. Well, actually, I'm going to need the whole thing. So that might get a bigger hammer. I know I'm getting too close. Get a bigger hammer. Like I said, these pieces here I'm going to be replacing anyway. So if you got to take something apart that you got to save parts, it becomes a lot more difficult. A Dremel tool and real slow filing so you don't mess stuff up. But when you're dismantling, taking apart, now this is the ones that caught me. I'm pulling, I might better save it just in case. See, it has like the braided rope, and I had not seen that before. It may be the way I'll be able to identify these, because the spur itself is stamped with this design, this little rope, twisted rope design, and then a little different thing, little adornments. Looks like punched grapes, grape clusters or something well woven around there. But yeah, these may be proved to be the thing. A little more a little more valuable. You see the way where the buckles were, and what I'm speculating is this will be the part of the slingshot that's facing me, and then the hand will be down here. Is to either, and I'd like to get some interjection on this, but probably what I'll do is run the tubes in through that slot, time off, run them through this way, time off. However I figured that, you know, I'm going to shoot this, and probably outside to be unobstructed. They're not too, that's pretty good width on a fork. So let's just start, we're going to start cleaning them up and see how things go. This is just the initial so you can see the adornment. I just now walked back here and looked through the viewfinder. I bet first part of that video, y'all are saying, wow, I needs to look through there, because I was just told I was on this side of the camera, was not looking. But anyway, there's what just a little bit of the brushing did on it. But what I need to I need to lower my drill press so that brush is down closer to the table, and I will use my wrist and my hand to brace against the little table right there to have pressure of holding the piece up against the brush, and so I can get some pressure on it. So I'll go over and adjust that. And that table that it's on right here is an old hospital table that goes up and down, and the hold up, the little lock on it is it's getting about wore out because I put too heavy of stuff on it. Anyway, and it's subject to just fall down, but hopefully it won't now while we're cleaning. But what I'll do is I'm gonna clean on this a while, and because I only have one battery from the camera, I will cut off. I will get all this that I can, everything a rough, and get everything smooth and all the rust off of it, and see what we had to work with. See you later. Okay, I had to stop a minute and look for a container to put some of these pieces in that I'm obviously gonna save. I'm not gonna tell you now, but I will show you. I'm gonna zoom the camera in and hope to have it like focusing right here so you can see. Whether I'm working on knots, and I know a lot of you guys that work with the naturals, you understand, most everybody does, understands what I'm saying, and working with something like in a piece of wood, a knot. I like knots, and at some point in time I'll show you knots, like pine knots in a tree, and I've always said once you get all the bark off and all the doty wood, dead wood removed from it, God's left a real pretty picture, of some sort. That's where Clem came from. I saw him, and once I got the bark off of him, I worked on him for several days. But a lot of times, until you do some cleaning up on something, you don't see. So if the picture is right, it's going to be hard. I really need a second person to help to be able to focus in, and while I'm working, to be able to see this piece transform into still a rusty old spur, but something that's a little restored. It's brought back to life. And you can imagine that was a heavy duty spur.